Hey, David Edgerton here. I am a full-time real estate agent here in the greater Houston area. Thank you so much for checking out this webinar. It's about the home selling process. Over the years, especially recently, there's a lot of new ways on how a seller can sell their house. You may have been hearing advertisements about people wanting to buy your house. You may have been seeing them on radio or TV or even on your Facebook feed. There's a lot of different real estate agent models and brokers out there. And overall, I found that it's very confusing for sellers. So hopefully this is going to kind of clear it up a little bit, kind of help you out. But if there's anything I can do for you, any questions by the end of this, feel free to reach out and contact me. So let's go ahead and get started. Does any of the following apply to you? Sometime soon, you may be looking to buy or sell real estate. You may be thinking that realtor commissions, which are typically 6% paid by the seller, are just way too expensive. You've bought and sold homes before, and for what realtors do, for the amount of work they put in, you just feel that their large commissions just aren't justified. And maybe you just don't like realtors. Maybe you just want to take more control of the home buying or selling process. Possibly you don't have a nice house and it just needs too much work. You don't want to have to deal with getting your house ready and fixing it up. Or you just don't want to have to deal with getting your house ready to have buyers come through your door, keeping it clean and being inconvenienced of it all, which I don't really blame you at all. So what does all this come down to? Money, time, convenience, and effort. So of all these different options we're going to be talking about, they're kind of going to be pointing to these things. So keep these 4 points in the back of your mind. But first, who is David Edgerton, the Edge in Houston real estate? So who am I? Well, I've been a full-time realtor since 2014. That's all I do. 7 days a week is a real estate agent. I'm a residential real estate agent, so I help people buy, sell, or lease. About half of my business is used with a flat fee discount pricing model that I use with my clients, whereas the other half is a status quo, full service, full commission pricing model. And I'll go into that later, but I've done just over 100 transactions. I have a 5-star customer service reviews from Verified Reviews on Zillow as well as HAR. You can check out my profiles on HAR.com, Zillow.com, or many others like Facebook or LinkedIn, etc. Before real estate, for over 10 years, I've been in sales and customer service. Those jobs were 100% commission, and they were based on, my sales volume and keeping high customer service standards. So I know that to keep food on the plate here at my house, I gotta work hard and provide great service for my clients. I have a bachelor's in business with accounting from the University of Houston Business School. I was born and raised here in Houston. I currently live inside the Loop, in the Montrose area. I'm married and have one small child. So if you've been looking at all the different advertisements and looking into selling, you may be confused about the home selling process. So let's review some options. Okay, the most common way that everybody thinks about is selling your house with a realtor on the MLS. This is the multiple listing service Realtors, when you're licensed, you're able to help buyers and sellers do real estate transactions. And realtors work with each other. They call it co-brokering, where like if I have a buyer and I bring them to a seller, I'm going to get a commission. So the buyer buys the house from the seller, and that seller, of those proceeds that the buyer pays, 6% goes and pays the agents involved. It's normally 3% to the seller's agent or the listing agent and 3% to the buyer's agent. So again, you list on the MLS with a realtor, a buyer comes with a realtor, and you pay of those proceeds 6% to those two agents. Okay, but now there's like three different classifications of agents on the MLS. There's traditional brand name brokers, full commission brokers. These are the type that you think of when you see a name that you recognize, or a sign in someone's yard is just a traditional full commission broker. But over the years, especially with the internet, there's now flat fee discount realtors. Now, sometimes, most times actually, they kind of get blended in with a full service, full commission realtor. They just charge different fees to the seller. And then lastly, there's limited service brokers, where a seller, they essentially hire for a very low fee a broker to put their house on the internet. They're going to pay a buyer's agent 3%, but the seller is going to have to do pretty much 90% of all the work. So it's kind of like for sale by owner, but you're listing it on the internet, and you're going to have to pay a buyer's agent. So a hybrid model is kind of this flat fee discount realtors. And we'll get more into that later. Or if you have more questions, a lot of that is on my website. Okay, there's also for sale by owner. A lot of times for sale by owner, they already know who they want to sell their house to. It's probably a friend or a family member. It's called a private sale. You just go to the title company and do a deal and do a transaction. So doing a for sale by owner is the ultimate way on how you sell your house yourself with no agents involved. You may or may not decide to pay a buyer's agent. If the buyer has a realtor, that's really up to you, because you're not using the MLS. So you're not really governed by any sort of rules. So you can pretty much do whatever you want. If you sell your house to an investor or a wholesaler, this is another option. A lot of times when people have ugly houses, or you're in a distressed situation and you need to sell your house fast right away, the house needs a lot of work. Like maybe you have a bad roof or a bad foundation, you got water leaks, and it's just destroyed. You can sell your house to an investor. Sometimes they're called wholesalers. They'll agree to buy your house, but then they're going to resell it fast, like immediately, to another one of their investors. When you think of the signs that say "I buy ugly houses," or you see a sign on the side of the road that says something like Joe buys houses with a phone number, this is who they are. Investors, though, just like in the stock market, you want to buy low and sell high. So just be careful that they're going to try to get a good deal on your house, and it's going to be a very low price. Okay, now lately you're probably heard me already talk about it, where you're hearing these new things on the radio and on your Facebook feed and on TV, these iBuyers. They buy your house. There are companies like OfferPad, Opendoor, or even now Zillow Offers. Zillow is even buying houses. Now these are essentially investors also. they have to make money. They don't do this for free or for kindness. They're going to buy your house low, charge you convenience fees or transaction fees, and then immediately they're going to resell this to one of their investors or put it back on the MLS and sell it to a buyer that's going to pay a higher price. There's certainly a lot of pros and cons for this scenario. The biggest pro is convenience. You just sell your house and you probably will sell it within 15 days, 30 days. They may even let you stay there for maybe a little while or even help you move. But be careful. There are a lot of hidden fees. Not only are they going to offer you a below market price for your house, but the fees add up. And I'm talking about anywhere between 8 to 12% in fees. So just be careful. Okay, so how do you as a seller net the most money? Okay, so net the most money. How do you walk away with the most money when you sell? Okay, so you need to sell your house for the highest possible price. The highest price is what we in the real estate business call a market price. That means that you're going to sell it to a ready, willing, and able buyer that is probably going to live there. They're going to go take out a conventional loan, and they're just going to pay you the highest price. When you think of your neighbor's house selling down the street for a high price, that's a market price. So you want to sell it for something similar to the highest price in the neighborhood. Then, after you sell for a high price, you want to save on fees and save on commissions. The more money you save in fees, that ultimately means more money in your pocket. You get a higher net sales price. So sell high, save on fees equals a high net sales price. As a home seller, you must be thinking about how to get the most net, the most money in your pocket at the end of the day. So of the selling methods we just talked about, which way will net you the most money? What types of buyers pay the highest purchase price? And what methods save you the most in fees? Now, all this varies. A lot of it has to do with the condition of your house and just how desperate you are to sell your house fast. But in my experience, you sell on the MLS with the buyer that's going to pay you the most money, which is generally an owner occupant, and you try to get a deal with your realtor to save on fees, and then that's going to net you the most money. So what I believe works best is kind of just what I just reviewed. Sell to an owner occupant. They're buying the house to live in. These owner occupants, they are not investors. They are not iBuyers. They're just trying to look for a comfortable house to live in. Normally, these types of buyers have real estate agents helping them along the way. These buyers are searching for houses on the MLS to buy, like Zillow or HAR, Trulia, Realtor.com. So how do you save on fees? Well, you probably want to hire a discount or flat fee listing agent. If you think your house is going to sell fast or sell and if it looks good, you can probably use some sort of a discount or flat fee listing agent. Or if you want to try to sell it yourself, you can hire a limited service agreement broker. Or if you hire a full service real estate agent, you can try. You probably won't get it, but you can try to negotiate a lower price than the 6%. But remember, home sellers, not the buyers, pay for the commissions. But think about the flip side of the coin. Those buyers are the ones who are bringing you that money in the first place. Okay, so let's just review to make sure we got this. You want to sell for the highest price, save on commissions, and net the most money. So if you sell with a realtor, theoretically, that means that you're going to sell with the highest market price. Then you want to try to save on fees. And ultimately, that means that you're going to net the most money. Now, if you sell for sale by owner, you could save on fees, but you're not going to get the highest sales price. I mean, think about it. If you sell for sale by owner, what type of buyers are you going to be attracting? You're going to be attracting lowball people that just want to lowball you and are looking for a deal, or investors. They think something's wrong with the house or it's distressed. And quite frankly, you're going to have a very hard time selling your house. It's probably not worth it, especially for what you're going to net. It's not going to be worth it. The other way is if you sell to an investor or a wholesaler or a flipper. If you get some prices, you're going to start to see where their prices are going to come in at, or what their offers are going to be. They're gonna probably say that they're gonna pay for closing costs, but you don't even know what the closing costs are. So you're gonna have to really do your due diligence and make sure you know what you're getting into. But first, their offer price may be significantly lower than what it is that you're expecting. If you think that their offer seems low, I beg you that you must get a second opinion. In fact, for free, you should at least talk to a realtor to get their opinion on what it's worth. And if you feel like spending a couple of $100, hire a licensed appraiser. These are people that work for banks and do this valuation all day long. That's their full-time job. You can hire them for a couple of $100. They will come to your house and do a full report and evaluation and tell you what, in very close proximity, what your home is worth. And then you can use that to either go back to your real estate agent and sell it on the MLS, or go to the investor and try to work a better deal with the investor. But just don't take an investor's word for it on what you think your house is worth. And the same thing goes for iBuyers, the offer pads, the open doors, the Zillow offers. Their offer price may be significantly lower than what someone else's opinion that your house is worth. So I beg you, please get a second opinion on your home valuation before you do a deal with an iBuyer. Why I'm different? Why am I? Why do I do things a little bit different? Okay, so I am a full service, flat fee discount realtor. Well, at least sometimes. When you hire me, I am just like hiring a brand name full service broker, but I charge less in fees and commissions. There's no upfront cost ever. I only get paid when the transaction closes and sells, and you can cancel at any time. There is a contract, but you can cancel at any time. So remember, only a portion of my business, maybe half, is where I help my clients using a flat fee discount model. The other half find me the regular way. They're people that I know, or friends or family referrals. They're people that have no idea that I offer this discount. But I promise to do the same level of service, and I charge them 6%. I charge a full commission. So if you're watching this, I'm specifically targeting people that are searching for different alternative ways to sell their house. I do not advertise to the masses. I'm very targeted on who I advertise to. I do not discuss my discounts in public places like Facebook or LinkedIn or any of my other websites that go to the public. You won't find anything about discounts. Even if you read my reviews, not one review talks about a discount. And I think that's very important to note, that when the other agents or the public see me and see my listings and my clients' houses for sale, they think of me as just a regular 6% traditional real estate agent. So when I do my online advertising for flat fee and discounts or alternative ways to sell your house, this creates more opportunities and more people that I could possibly work with. So I do about 5 to 6 times as many transactions as the average agent, because the average agent only does about 4 to 5 at best transactions per year. My marketing is based on inbound calls. People that find me on the internet, and if they're interested, they're going to call me. Versus outbound sales, I don't, bug my friends or family and past clients and people I know, bugging them, saying, who do you know that wants to buy or sell real estate? I do things like this to generate inbound calls to me as a way to create my business and how I do things. So maybe you want to learn more. Okay, you can learn a lot more on this website. Just click through to the next pages and you can see more videos like this, as well as more details about what I charge and how I do things. I also have a blog where you can learn a lot more about specific topics that I think you'll find helpful. I even have a members area, which is free, but it's a members area that even has more details on the home selling process. If you want to request a home valuation, I'll be happy to look into your house and provide you a report that I think would be a fair market price. And what else? If you want to get access to HAR premium content, where you want to get access to the MLS and see the exact sold prices, I have that as well. And right below here, I have a free download, no sign up required, where you can download my book that I wrote. It's a short book, but it's about 20 or 30 pages that goes from A to Z, the entire home selling process. I wrote this a couple of years ago, so it's not quite updated, but I think you'll find a lot of the content in it is still relevant. So if there's anything I can do for you, that's the end of the webinar. Please reach out. I am looking to work with some great people and some new clients. If you're looking for a win-win opportunity to work with me and to get your house sold in the best way at the highest price and save on fees, let's talk. Thanks again for the opportunity, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.